Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 142 of Gains, and this one is titled Signing Bay. One by one, the crowds moved through. You'd just finished signing someone's hero book and had thanked them, and then they'd left, and you'd called for the next person to come forwards. The next person in line was a girl, about the same age as you, and she walked up to you with her head down and put a book down in front of you and opened it to a blank page for you to sign. Hey, you greeted her politely, looking at her before looking down to the book, and then back up at her again. She looked off to the side and didn't say anything, but there was something about her that looked familiar, and you stared at her for a little too long. Can you just sign? She mumbled, clearly trying to hide her face from you. Sorry, you said, still looking at her. Sorry, but do I know you? No, she said, raising a hand to cover her face. You don't know me. Okay, you replied, but she appeared to be acting suspiciously, which made you believe even more so that you did know her. Who do I sign this to? Would you like me to write a message? No, just sign it, she said, still shielding her face. You looked down at the blank page and then lifted your pen to it and signed your name. And then you closed the book for her and looked down at it, her name being right there written on the front of the book as you moved your fingers away from it. Becky? You said with surprise when you recognised her name. I knew you. Please, she said suddenly, removing her hand from her face and looking at you now that she had been discovered. I don't want you to recognise me because I knew you wouldn't sign my book after everything that happened. Becky, look, I don't know why you used to pick on me in primary school so much, but I'm in a really good place now and I don't hold anything against you. I hope your life is going well. Becky hung her head with embarrassment. I'm sorry, Yin, I really am. I don't know why I was so mean to you. I guess I was just jealous, she admitted. Jealous? Why? You asked. You've always been really nice and kind and content. I hated that, she said honestly. Me? You asked with surprise. I was none of those things. Well, to me it looked like it, she said with a shrug. I'm so sorry. I'm happy you're in a good place now though. I really am, you replied with a smile. Okay, time's up, one of the guards said, and you smiled sadly at her. Bye, Becky, you said. Bye, Yin, and thank you for signing my book. I'll be rooting for you, she said, before turning and walking off. You watched her go and sighed, before looking to the next person. Next, you called with a smile, then beamed when you recognised the next person. Hannah, you said with excitement. Yin, she said as she ran up to you. You stood up and moved quickly around the table to give her a hug, which she returned eagerly. How are you? Are you okay? You asked her once you'd pulled back from the hug. Yes, I'm doing really well, she said with a smile. I hope you don't mind, but I came to get your autograph for my older brother, and I also wanted to tell you what's been going on. Yes, fill me in what's happened since I saw you last, you asked as you walked back to the desk to sit down, and she walked back over as well. Okay, well, Matt and Jackson both asked me out, but I said no to both because I do like Matt, but I don't want to upset Jackson, she said sadly. You gave her a little knowing smile. Yeah, know how that feels, you thought. Well, just see how you go, you added out loud. You need to be happy in life too. Maybe there might be room for the three of you together. 3? As in Matt, Jackson and I? Is that even possible? She asked, watching as you signed your name on the paper that she had put down in front of you. Yeah, it is, you said with a chuckle, but it's not easy. Oh? She replied quizzically. Oh, and also, my older brother says to say hi. He said you might remember him, but maybe not in a good way. He goes to Shizuoka Gakuen High. He's my twin brother, but I call him older because he came out first and he insists he's older, she said with an eye roll. Oh, yeah, I went to that school, you said with surprise. What's his name? Garrett, she said, and all of a sudden all that trauma flooded back into your mind. Garrett had been relentless, especially during sports, pushing you, calling you names, hiding your jacket or throwing it in the tree. Just awful. Oh, you said in a dull voice. Yeah, I remember him. He said he wanted to say sorry for being mean and asked for your number, but that's so weird. I told him you're already taken by the other blonde hero guy who was rough with Matt, she said. Oh, yes, I'm so sorry about him, you chuckled. I know that he's rough around the edges, but he's very caring actually, under it all. Well, it definitely made Matt calm down a bit, she said with a small chuckle. He's been different since that day happened. I hope everything works out, you said to her, seeing the guard was motioning for you to wrap it up. Thank you so much, Yin, she said with a smile as she picked up her paper. You're still a super cool hero. Thank you, you said with a chuckle. I'm just an ordinary person, I promise. After that, you kept going, signing papers and smiling for photos, and the line of people was slowly getting less and less. Almost done, one of the officials said to you as he stepped up behind you and placed a hand on your shoulder. Just a few more to go. You smiled back and up at him. Good, because this is actually tiring, you admitted with a small sweat-dropped smile. Just then you heard a little voice calling out, and you recognised the name of the voice that was calling. Tea! The little voice called, Tea! Your head whipped back to the line of people, and you saw a little familiar face in the crowd and stood up with surprise. Shinaru? You called with delight. Shinaru! The little girl who you had rescued all those months ago had grown so much now and was in beautiful bright spirits, holding on to the hand of the lady who looked like you, but just a little bit older, her real auntie. Oh, please, you called to the guards that were now trying to dissuade people from coming through. Please let them through, please! The guards, realising that you must have known these two, conceded and unlatched the rope gate and ushered them through. You quickly ducked around your desk and crouched down as Shinaru let go of her auntie's hand and ran straight into your arms, giving you the biggest 2-year-old hug that you'd ever had. Those who were still around and watching let out some heartfelt "Awws" as you and this little girl embraced and tears sprung up in your eyes. A few of you have been asking what happened to little Shinaru. Now we get to see her a little bit more. Stay tuned for chapter 143 coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.